Hey there, Faith and Focus family. Okay, trying something new. I kind of mentioned this on a short the other day. But if you don't already know, I am a huge lover of worship music. There's really almost nothing that I love more than worship music. And I am a worship leader at my church. I've been a worship leader at different churches over the years for, gosh, a couple of decades at least. And so I know a lot of great songs from the past and some of the ones that are popular now. But there's so much out there that I just have no idea about. So I kind of put it out there here and over on my Instagram to try to see, what have you guys expand my horizons basically to show me your favorite worship song, to share with me maybe what your church is doing right now that's really resonating with you, or maybe even to throw it back to some really amazing older worship that we just don't hear enough of anymore. So I'm actually starting there. The very first response that I got was throwing it back to Joel Weldon, who, gosh, I barely even remember that name, if I'm honest. I definitely don't remember any of his songs, and Overwhelmed came up as his most popular. So I'm assuming I've never heard it before. We shall find out as I start to hear it. Maybe it'll come back to me. But we're going to give it a try. So I'm new to this whole reaction game, but I watch a ton of it. And so I know that I'm going to need to pause and stop and talk in between, probably more than I'm going to want to, especially when it comes to worship stuff. So I apologize in advance. I will link to the video that I'm watching always in the description so that if the song that we're listening to resonates with you as well, that you can go and watch it where you're meant to watch it, and not with all of the pauses of my comments here. So as I stop, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Likely it's going to have something to do with lyrics. It's going to be some of the musicality of it because, as I've said, I'm a singer, I'm a worship leader, so I have lots of thoughts on those things. But mostly it's going to be what I'm feeling when I'm listening to it, how I'm liking it, if I'm going to add this into my worship playlist for myself. So I hope you guys enjoy this as well. If you have a favorite, please let me know that in the comments. Drop it there. If you can link me directly to what you're talking about, even better. If it won't let you for some reason link me directly, then just put the exact name of the video if it's a specific version that you want me to watch. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out Joel Weldon, Overwhelmed. This is, gosh, it's not even telling me how long ago it was. Oh, yes, it is. It's January 17th, 2010. Okay, so it's 2026 right now when I'm filming this. So this is an oldie, but let's give it a listen.
So why don't you close your eyes for a minute? We're just going to go before the Lord. We're going to go to the foot of the cross where we're all equal. And I want you to think of all that the Lord has done for you. I want you to think of who he is. I want you to think of his grace, the price that he paid so that we could be redeemed. And we're going to do this song as your eyes are closed. Just make this a moment between you and God. I am nothing, yet you bid me come to you, O Lord Almighty. As I come, I'm overwhelmed with you. Humbly now I break the silence as I'm weeping in your presence. I'm so wretched, overwhelmed with you.
Okay, let me pause already. Sorry, Joel, for the facial expression here. Um, so already I love that I mean, this is live, right? So when it's not a live recording, it's not going to be quite the same, but I love the way that he takes a moment to prepare the hearts of the people who are about to worship with him. So he's not, this is one of the hardest things in worship culture today is that, you don't want it to come off as performative. You don't want it to be a concert, which I know is hard because as a worship leader, like there's obviously a production value aspect to things. There's, musicianship behind it. There's people working hard and sharing their gifts. And so you don't want to downplay that. But at the same time, like remembering to bring us back to why we're here and why we're singing, and especially why we're singing in a congregation as a group. This is not a very common thing that we do unless we're at a concert. So I love that he prepared the hearts for that. I also have to throw back to the Britney Spears microphone. Love it. It's amazing. So far, I'm really enjoying the lyrics here, though, because it's a reminder that, we on our own are not worthy. And stepping into the presence of the Lord is something that we often take for granted. I know I do. We forget that this is holy ground. And, we have the blessing of being able to go to God at any moment, at any time. We don't have to go to a special place to do it. We don't have to be, a special person, meaning like back in the Old Testament when you had to be one of the priests and you had to be in the temple and he had to be consecrated and all this stuff. We don't have to follow all of those rules anymore. We get to go straight to God at any moment, any place. But it is sometimes possible for that to take away the gravity of what we're doing. We are going into the presence of the Most High God. That should be overwhelming. So, yeah, loving that already.
Blood of redemption is covering my shame.
Is covering my shame.
Your voice that shakes the heavens is whispering my name.
Is whispering my name.
As you catch my tears with your nail-scarred hands, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with you. Let's all sing it together from the beginning. I am nothing, yet you bid me come to you, oh Lord Almighty. As I come, I'm overwhelmed with you.
I do have to say that I also love, I'll back up for a second, but I do love that they're also bringing in the female voice on the melody there. So one of the things that I do as part of my worship team is I arrange our vocals. And I love that they're doing that because it can be hard for women to sing along when a man is leading and vice versa because we don't necessarily know where our voice is supposed to sit. And so I like that that's, they started out with just him. That's a very common build pattern when it comes to leading worship. But I love that they threw her in on a melody right there just to help reinforce it and make it easier for everyone to comfortably join in. So I like that. And I like her voice too. I like his voice too, but I like how clear her tone is. Something that I feel like has changed a lot in more recent days. Our female vocals especially have become, I don't even know what it is. It's not bad. It's just there's this like level of power ballad attached to all of it that I just love the simplicity of what she's doing.
Humbly now I break the silence as I weep in your
I do love the parts they're doing. I love that lower female vocal coming in. I do wish that their mix was a little bit better, um, because it's kind of like that lower alto vocal kind of keeps going in and out, phasing in and out for me. And so it's this is not a problem for like when you're worshiping, but just as a musical person and as a worship leader, that's distracting to me. So I'm gonna try to ignore that. But I love the layering that they're doing there. They're bringing it in and keeping it very simple with that main girl still mostly being on the melody, throwing in a couple of little echoes and things like that. I'm liking this a lot. Nice guitar work. We don't get a lot of that anymore either.
Your blood of redemption. Your blood of redemption is covering my shame.
Is covering my shame.
That shakes the heavens is whispering my name.
Is whispering my name.
As you catch my tears with your nail scarred hand overwhelmed,
You hear how that alto's just like a hair too loud right there.
overwhelmed
Still so pretty though.
with you, overwhelmed with you. I'm I am nothing, yet you bid me come to you, O Lord Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I like it. I don't think that I would incorporate this live version into my worship set because I don't know that I think some of it would be a little distracting, but I think if I found maybe their studio recorded version of it, I really love the message of this one, which is ultimately the most important thing. Um, and yeah, I really enjoy this one a lot. It's repetitive in the right ways. It's not just, repeating seemingly nonsensical phrases over and over again, which can be super annoying. And even though it's kind of longer being a live version, I love that they had that instrumental breakdown part in the center. It's something that we skip a lot during church services for a lot of reasons. A lot of it's for flow and because people don't really know what to do with themselves when there's no singing part of a worship song. Sometimes the worship leaders and the congregation feel that way. But I kind of love that because music is the music itself, the instrumentation is just as much worship as the parts where we're singing. So I love being able to have these sections where, he didn't need to talk over it until right when he was leading us into the next part. And, we can just kind of close our eyes and enjoy the worship of that moment and just commune with God in that moment. I love that. Great song. I love this for the first choice. It's a good, it sets us up really well. I already have a little bit of a list going, but drop your suggestions in the comments. Let me know what is your favorite right now, because I do want to learn a lot of the more contemporary, the newer stuff that I'm just not aware of yet. If I know it already, I'll let you know in the comments. I won't just leave you hanging. But yeah, I can't wait to learn even more of the worship songs that you guys are loving and resonating with right now. And let me know if you like this kind of video. This is totally different for me on the channel. So let me know your thoughts on this becoming a series here on the channel, because I think it'd be a great way for all of us to expose ourselves to more worship and, just grow our worship playlists together.